Hello, Wendy Stuart. Welcome to If These Walls Could Talk.
Where we are? I wasn't sure. I thought I was in a haunted forest with owls and ghouls and.
Yes, I am Quasimodo, also known as the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Well, you know what, Tim? I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, your osteoporosis is getting worse and worse.
Getting a little out of control. I can't even see who's talking to me here. My hair.
Hi, everybody. Welcome today to If These Walls Can Talk. We are on the last leg of our journey, literally, for our Halloween specials. Tim and I love Halloween.
Yes.
It's like a religious holiday. No, now, Tim, why are you channeling Quasimodo?
Oh, well, actually, I did a video last year from Aladdin. What is it? You Ain't Never Had a Friend Like Me, that song. And I talk about, but I dress as Quasimodo and saying that since Notre Dame burnt a few years ago, he lost his job as a bell ringer. And so he's had to get a job as a male gay escort. And I changed the words around.
I love it.
Where I looked on Grindr for a job. My bell ringing had failed. I'm polishing up that knob. I'm talking about cock and tail. And so on and so forth. So
we have the idea. I think that is hilariously funny.
But I'm actually performing this on Friday night. Jackie Dupree's show down in the East Village. So
very, very cool.
I've got actually in 2 shows Friday at 7:30 at the Producers Club. I'm doing two plays in a series of 5, like short plays. They're only like 15, 20 minutes long.
And they're not Halloween themed though at all.
Some of them are kind of, they're summer fantasy and the one of them that I do is in one of them I play, a gay man who reunites with his brother after 35 years. It's very intense and very dramatic. But which I love that script. That's one of my favorite scripts. But the other one I play death. I come in with a saber with a thing and little flashy red lights, eyes and stuff. Kind of like
you did that. That was the outfit you had on last week.
Probably last year. Yeah.
Last week. You wore it here on the show.
Oh, that's right. I did. Yeah. I can't remember. That was days ago.
I can't come Friday night. I'm going to Dorothy Bishop's show.
Oh, yes.
12 Dozen Divas at the Triad at 7 o'clock. A whole bunch of us are going. Dorothy Bishop is terribly funny. And I'm partial to not only her comedy, but the fact she has a chihuahua like I do. Luther, her chihuahua is very different than mine. If you go on her page on Facebook, you can see videos of Luther and almost everyone. Dorothy going, "Hi, Luther, how are you today?" And you hear, he grits his teeth. But his mother loves him because we love our chihuahuas. Tim, last night here was just sensational.
Right, I heard. How fun.
At PANGEA, we have the last Tuesday of every month, Kobe Cole's Nouveau Riche. And not only were the performances sensational, but Kobe always throws in surprises. Well, this was quite the surprise. Jolie Fisher, daughter of Eddie Fisher, sister of Carrie Fisher, and amazing performer, shows up. And to hear why she was here, you all have to reach out to Kobe Cole. It was quite a story. But here she was. And the next thing I know, she was on stage. She says, can I come up? I don't have a track. Let me tell you, this woman did not need a track. A track detracts from someone like this. She blew the roof off of PANGEA last night. It was
love it.
She was such a powerhouse. And then, of course, she told stories about Eddie Fisher. So if you all can make it, it's the last Tuesday of every month for some amazing performances, and you will have the best time.
Yeah, Jolie is really quite an incredible.
You interviewed her, right? Didn't you?
Yeah, I had interviewed her at her book signing party here in New York a few years ago, and she wrote the book about her life. It's really fascinating. I highly recommend.
Well, her mother was Connie Francis, and
Connie Stevens.
Stevens, right? Sorry, Connie Stevens, and Dad was Eddie Fisher, who was
Eddie Fisher used to. But Eddie Fisher used to be married to Debbie Reynolds, and Debbie Reynolds, and so she grew up with like Debbie Reynolds and Carrie Fisher and all of them.
The whole
Group.
caboodle.
Yeah.
Wow. Is
Yeah, so
royalty?
it's fascinating.
It's everything. Oh my gosh! And this week, any of you that are into nature, this week at the Explorers Club, I always have to get this in because I love it there.
Love it.
We had Rick McIntyre, who has spent 40 years of his life studying the wolves of Yellowstone, has a new book out called The Alpha Female 06. They don't have names for the wolves. They call them by number. Anyway, the book is a freaking tearjerker because you will pick this book up and you'll say to yourself, I can't believe how close in behavior, even though they're wolves, their social structure is to we human beings. It would really, really blow you away. And if anyone thinks of hunting, you read a story about these wolves, you'd never pick up a gun again. Okay, I did my little soapbox. All right, that's it for me.
Now, also this, I've really just been in like rehearsals like nonstop this past week, and this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm in a show called It's Complicated, which again is a series of five short plays. I'm in 2 of the short plays. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Producers Club. And Friday night late, I'll be down at, look it up on my Facebook page. I forget the name of the club. It's Avenue C and 9th Street in the East Village at about 10 o'clock on Friday night. So
and people can also go to your page on Facebook. You'll have it posted there as well.
I got everything on there. That's
oh my God.
Yeah,
and
I can never remember.
Tim and I
can never remember from. I can never remember from day to day what I'm doing. I have to check my Facebook page. So,
all right. Well, you can also ask me because I seem to know your schedule better than you.
Right, you do. Oddly enough. Well, firstly, thank you everyone for tuning into If These Walls Could Talk with your hosts Wendy Stuart and Tym Moss, and we will be right back with our incredible guest, the one and only Alexis Flame. Take it away.
Well, I am so excited about today's guest. I guess you could say she's got quite a bite to her. And when you meet her, you'll understand why. It's Alexis Flame. She is as explosive as her name, an incredible performer, member of the Imperial Court, well known as the horror diva. And we're going to hear a lot more about that. And boy, can she cook a mean pernil. Without further ado, please welcome the one, the only Alexis Flame.
Yay! Well, hello, Wendy. Hello, Tim, and thank you for having me. Wendy, how you gosh?
How are you, my dear?
Oh, I'm all right, I guess.
Well, what do you guess?
I'm just trying to avoid direct sunlight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. No, I know what it's like for you.
Well, no, I can actually venture out by day, but I do try to avoid direct sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
What will happen to you, Alexis, if you are hit by a beam of sunlight? What will happen?
Discomfort and a really bad attitude.
It really is. A really. So you are. Would you say then that we can define you as a creature of the night?
I'm definitely a nocturnal creature. Yes.
Oh my God! What was that? I heard that roaring in the background. Do you have a dragon?
No, that was a motorcycle on Woodhaven Boulevard.
Oh. Alexis, I thought you might have a dragon in your apartment. It wouldn't surprise me if fire.
Oh, no. The dragon's at the country home.
Oh.
You can't have a dragon in an apartment. Come now.
Okay, so yeah, right.
You'll have PETA on my case.
So I want to talk with you first, Alexis.
And you spelled my name wrong on the banner.
They did?
Yeah, there's no X in Alexis.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that will be corrected in just a moment.
We're going to fix that right now.
I'll have to speak to management at once.
Yes, Chauncey will fix that in just a couple minutes.
Production team. Oh, yeah, it came out Alias. Wow.
Yeah, that's, well,
you know what? We can work with that. Alias, the horror diva. How did you become known? I don't know anything about the horror diva.
I used to hang out. Well, I've always had a lot of friends who were horror hosts.
Okay.
Because I've always been a horror fan. And years ago, I hung out at a bar when after work, we would lock up, but we would be inside and we'd be having, and I go without saying, and I would make commentary during the horror movies that we would watch after work. And it kind of stuck. So I became the horror diva. I also, for a short time, became a horror host.
That is incredible. So you were like the Siskel and Ebert of the horror.
No, more like Elvira meets RuPaul meets Lily Munster, and they all go to Vegas.
Sounds like a fabulous time. Sorry to have missed it. So,
well, actually, we're working on a return of Horror Diva.
Oh, okay.
So, which will be part talk show and part hosting horror movies.
So is Horror Diva, is that a question or
no, it's a statement. I am the Horror Diva.
Because I thought it might be whore or diva.
Whoa, Tym Moss.
I'm joking. You know I'm
Tim is my alimony on time this month. I mean, if you call me by my first name, we must have been married at some point.
Well, at least we have your name spelled correctly below your image.
That's because I use StreamYard too, and I put my name.
Yeah, that's hers. Yeah.
She does. So in the realm of horror films, can you talk about some of the ones that have made a lasting impression on you and why?
Oh, the original Universal monsters, Frankenstein,
yes,
which was originally supposed to be shot as one movie because The Bride of Frankenstein was not a separate. You'd have to see Mary Shelley's Frankenstein with Robert De Niro.
Yes,
it's all one story.
Right.
The Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein.
It's actually all one story. It wasn't two separate stories written.
So I have a good little tidbit for you, Alexis. I just interviewed the guy that did the documentary on Frankenstein. It's Boris Karloff, the man behind the monster. And what I found out, that was Robert De Niro's first part. First ever.
Was what?
Was in the Frankenstein film. The second one. Robert De Niro.
Really?
That came out after
the new one we're talking about. Though he had a role in it. You have to see.
He played the monster, Robert De Niro.
Yeah,
not the one he starred in, because that was years after that. He was in like Deer Hunter and a bunch of.
This is what the gentleman Ron McCloskey, his new film is called Boris Karloff, the man behind the monster, and we just screened it at the Black Bear Film Festival. I have an interview that's up online everywhere. Both of you, I want you to look at it because it's filled with like lots of little tidbits about Boris Karloff, who is actually, believe it or not, a big-hearted, really great actor.
I had heard that about him.
He was also a humanitarian philanthropist as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard he was just a wonderful human being, very kind-hearted.
He really
just real quick, Chauncey. Down below, her name is spelled incorrectly. We just need to correct that. Thank you.
You just said Chauncey down below.
Reminds me of a Bob Seger song, Fire Down Below.
Yeah.
Fire Down Below.
Thank you, Chauncey.
Chauncey.
Oh my God, that's gorgeous.
Love Chauncey.
Alexis Flame. So Frankenstein and those films, those were actually my favorites too. Do you have anything that you like that's come out? All the really new kind of horror films, like when The Ring came out and all of that, or even snuff films. Alexis Flame, you must be into snuff films.
Not particularly.
Really?
Oh, they don't bother me. It's just, there's really not much. They're just poorly done.
Okay, you think it's a cheap thrill?
For some people, it's a fetish, yes.
It's a fetish.
Mm-hmm.
I know all about that, having been a professional dominatrix also.
Right.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to talk about too.
Oh, really? Why, Tim, have you been a naughty boy? I bet you have.
No, I just find that fascinating. I have a few friends that are or have been dominatrix.
Oh,
and just the whole process of that, like because the people's fetishes, I guess.
Yeah.
There's such a wide range.
Oh, it does take all kinds. I can assure you of that.
But what I'm wondering is how do you find out? Do you ask, like, what are you into? What do you want? And then
it would depend on the situation. I mean, normally I could ask what someone's into. Normally I don't care. I tell them what I will and won't do.
Right, because she's the dominatrix.
And if they don't like it, too bad, so sad.
That's a dominatrix there.
You are definitely in charge. You know, one of the first clips I ever saw of you, when I didn't really know who you were. Can you imagine? I don't know how I missed you because we were at Studio 54.
Seriously.
That whole scene at the same time. But I don't know. Maybe I lost some brain cells and didn't remember. But
I think we all lost some brain cells.
Yeah. Every night when they swept up Studio 54, there was a big pile of brain cells.
My brain cells are melting.
I'm like, yeah, I wasn't using them anyway. Every now and then I have a good idea. It's like a brain cell pops out and said, "Ha! You missed me, bitch."
So you were on Joan Rivers, and she interviewed you as a dominatrix.
Yes.
What was it like being interviewed by Joan Rivers?
Well, I knew Joan Rivers. She was Joan Rivers. Oh God, how can you really can't describe her other than to say she was great.
She was great. I think that's
she really was. She really was. But no, a very kind woman, but no nonsense.
Right.
She'll have none of that. But we lost a great talent when we lost Joan.
We did.
Yeah.
But to be interviewed by her, I was on in the 80s and 90s. I was on all the talk shows, but they were covering an evening at La Cage, so I was part of an act. I could care less about the footage. But the Joan Rivers show, I kept the footage, which is on my YouTube page, because I was actually interviewed.
You were interviewed. It was a really good interview.
Thank you. Somebody had commented on my YouTube page that they thought my performance on that talk show was weak, but it was planned that way. I've also deleted her comment. The hell with her.
There you go. That's what we do. When we don't like the comment, we just go right to delete. Well, no one needs any negativity in their world.
No, and it's funny you said that because I was just recently talking to a girlfriend. Not too long ago on Facebook, I posted about petty queens. I mean, we're still in a pandemic, and then you got all this monkeypox crap and who knows what else, an impending food shortage. And it disappoints me that my fellow queens still some of them still have time to throw shade. And the ones that have so much opinion are the ones with the least talent and the least years.
That's always the truth.
Well, and I basically posted saying just that. Next thing I know, I'm down 100 friends on Facebook. I'm like, wow.
Oh
a
my
lot
God.
of bitches were going out for Cinderella because that glass slipper made the round.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk more about that, about the state of the drag community.
Yes.
But firstly, thank you for tuning in to If These Walls Could Talk with your hosts, Wendy Stuart and Tym Moss, and our fabulous guest, Alexis Flame. Yay. So yeah, with RuPaul's Drag Race, the drag community just exploded at that point. And
it did, but it didn't because, all right, I used to rely on being Evening at La Cage alumni, which today gets me bupkis and a whole lot of it. But now, you know, a lot of girls are relying on being RuPaul alumni. Now, there were some RuPaul alumni, for example, Bianca Del Rio. He was making more than a good living in drag long before he did Drag Race.
Right.
You know, and when she won, I feel she deserved because, I mean, the bitch was just straight up talent, period.
Yep.
But it's just, the sad part of it is, though, I mean, we used to be exotic entertainers.
I agree.
We used to be exotic. Now, it's one thing to have made us more acceptable, but it
Mhm.
went beyond that. She's made us mundane.
I agree.
She's watered down. I feel drag has
It's
been
just
watered down.
And every little gay boy wants to go up to be a drag queen.
Right.
So instead of the big beads and feathers and furs and big hair, they're wearing these pin straight wigs and these bodysuits and little tiny dresses from Rainbow Shop.
Oh, wait, I shop at Rainbow. Don't, please, Alexis, don't do that.
All right, Mandy's.
Okay. I shop there too. It's the same.
Okay, that these cheap catalog dresses.
But that's
I can't.
That's kind of my point.
No, but basically,
drag
they look like teeny boppers.
Right.
I mean,
Right,
and come on, and everybody wearing bodysuits and boots.
Right.
Okay, not even like glittery or any type of spectacular bodysuit. Just a bodysuit and boots, girl. That's not drag. That's underwear.
Yeah.
There you go.
But that's what I mean is drag used to be a performance art form. It used to be a craft. And it's like no one studies or develops the craft anymore. It's almost like the craft is gone and it's all about, oh, well, I want to get on TV. Oh, I want this. I want that. There's like, so what are you doing?
Well, also in my heyday, like I didn't walk into a bar or a club for less than $3.50. That money no longer exists in New York.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't even know if the RuPaul girls are getting that. Maybe they are. I don't know. It's none of my business what they make. I know I'm not getting it. That's why that's why I perform mostly for charity. I still have a lot of private gigs that I do. We shan't get into that this evening. But no, but but you know the queen, but the younger queens are complaining, oh, I'm not making this, I'm not making that. You should have thought of that before you agreed to work for $25 in drinks.
Right.
I don't want to hear it.
Yep.
Right.
Okay, and if you want bigger money, you've got to give a bigger show, starting with your wardrobe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Alexis, you and Tim know it's a lot more than wardrobe. All right.
That's true.
Like you said, when Bianca Del Rio came up here, she had it. The performance level, the snappy. My God, no one was snappier.
Bianca Del Rio was a star before.
Thank you.
Ever appearing in Drag Race.
To stand out from everybody else, you have to have those qualities. There's someone that Tim and I love.
Like in Gypsy, gotta get a gimmick.
Right.
Yep.
But
you can pull all the stops out till they call the cops out. Grind till your fines are your band. But you gotta get a gimmick if you want to get a hand.
You did it. I like the sacrifice your sacro. Could you just sing that for me? Thank you.
You could sacrifice your sacro working in the back row. Bump in a dump till you're dead. But you gotta get a gimmick if you want to get ahead.
Head. Or get some head.
There you go.
There you go. See, I told you he was a naughty boy.
Oh, yeah. Tim Moss is naughty. Everybody knows it. Like, that's the word on the street. So the show that you did, what was it called again? Lacage?
An Evening at Lacage.
Okay. And tell, what was that show about? I never got to see it.
Lips is like a takeoff of the Lacage Supper Club.
Okay.
That used to be in Los Angeles. And then from the Supper Club stemmed the reviews that were in casinos and hotels and whatnot. And I impersonated at the time both Diana Ross and Tina Turner.
Love it. Oh my God. Amazing. How long did you do that show for?
7 or 8 years.
That's
wow.
A huge part of your career. I don't even want to say drag, Alexis, because somebody like I describe you as a performance artist that does drag.
No, I am a female impersonator.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you see bearded drag. To me, that's not drag. There's a lot of people say, "Oh, there's all different kinds of drag."
Right.
Maybe to you, not to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely old school. Not to say that these bearded ladies are not talented as all get out.
Some of them are amazingly talented,
They
Alexis.
really are. Like a good friend of mine, Kareem McJagger.
We love Kareem. Shout out to Kareem.
However, I mean, but to me, bearded drag, to me, that's not drag. That's not female impersonation. Females don't have mustaches and goatees. Well, at least they're not supposed to. But then again, I'm an Italian broad, so I have seen it. But no, to me, that's performance art. I mean, what I do, especially if I'm doing a celebrity, what I do, it's an art unto itself, and it's almost like being a magician, because when I hit the stage, if only for a few moments, I am out there to make the audience believe that they are seeing something or someone that really isn't there. It's all an illusion.
Oh, that's fast. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in to If These Walls Could Talk with your hosts, Wendy Stuart and Tym Moss, and our fabulous guest, the one and only Alexis Flame. Now, fangs. Let's talk fangs. I don't know. Can you zoom in or get closer to the camera and show everyone? You
pretty, honey. And she does the demonic laugh to go with the fangs.
My fangs, actually, he's on Facebook and Instagram. My fangs are created by Ali of Ali's Savage Traits. So you can find Ali, although good luck getting him right now because this is his busiest time of year.
Right.
But you can find Ali on it. You can find Ali's Ali's Savage Traits on both Facebook and Instagram, and tell him Alexis Flame sent you.
Okay.
So do those have to be like custom fit?
Oh yeah. I'm never without mine. They're always in.
Now, do you use them? Is that a fetish?
Tim couldn't wait to ask that question. You couldn't wait, could you?
You mean, have I bitten anyone?
Yes. Like the vampire scene or the vampire fetish.
Of course I have.
Because that's very erotic. That's very,
I've bitten quite a few people. Well, also even, we'll just say people that I would come across as a dominatrix. Again, it's all effect. And plus, vampirism has become quite a fetish.
Right.
Yes. How long have you been a vampire for?
I don't know, sometime before speech replaced sign language. No, the whole vampire mob wife thing came into effect shortly after I lost my mother and grandmother. I'd say 12 or 13 years ago.
No.
I mean, don't get it twisted. I always looked like a comic book villainess.
Right.
I mean, come on, look at me. I look like I can kick the crap out of Spider-Man.
You do that, and there's a lot of Cruella in you too.
Oh, you're just talking about my furs, Wendy.
I'm talking about the whole package, honey.
And the hair. And
the hair.
And hair. And,
Oh, well, no, Cruella's hair is like down the middle. One side white, one side black. My hair is jet black with silver tips.
And tipped at the end.
Yes.
Well,
now, do you design clothes? I know jewelry, but
years ago, I did my own clothes. But now some of my custom made outfits are done by Haute Couture. Otherwise, I wear basically vintage red carpet designers.
Nice.
And I do some of my own wigs, but most of my wigs, as you know, I'm the co-host of Naughty or Nice.
Yes, with Tony.
Yes, with Tony Homeperm.
It's so confusing to figure out which one you are.
we're not going there, Wendy. Actually, we can go there in a minute. We could go there in a minute because I tell the story all the time. Because Tony Holmgren really is a bitch. But her husband, Frank Beccari,
he's brilliant. Frank is brilliant.
Who I've named the wig wizard. Frank does most of my wigs.
Yeah.
And Tony's, of course, as well.
Mhm.
I mean, he's just amazing. He's done this wig for me, and the set just keeps holding. The last time he saw this wig in his hair room was over a year ago, but I just wash it in cool water, hang it upside down to dry, brush it out, give it a quick tease. I mean, he's that good. He's really that good. And if you know how to take care of a wig, once he styles it for you, if you know how to take care of a wig, you will not have to do much to maintain it. I mean, I cannot say enough good things about Frank Beccari.
No, I mean, his wigs are incredible. Now, is that human hair?
I don't usually wear human hair. No,
you don't.
No. I'm going to tell you why. Because humidity, weather, and whatnot.
Oh, God.
Just like the hair growing out of your head, if you're wearing a human hair wig, it can fall, it can frizz.
Right.
I wear synthetic.
Me too.
Once I have it in position, okay, please. Some of my wigs have doubled as crash helmets. Wendy, I want that owl.
Hurricane what? Hurricane.
Yeah, right? Oh, but it was great when I still lived on Long Island. I lived in Huntington. I'd come home from the city when I had a motorcycle. My exit was 49 North, but my wig would still be in Amityville.
Pulling up the rear.
Right?
Well, we talk so much about your performance. I would love to see the clip now.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, there's a clip.
We should do it.
Alexis Flame.
Here we go. Cool.
Yay. Oh, there's Tony Holmgren.
Oh, I love the flame.
What happened to the playback?
Oh,
be
we'll replace it.
That'll be fixed in post, and it'll be smooth on the.
Okay.
This always happens on StreamYard.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. That was Alexis Flame. Thank you for tuning in to If These Walls Could Talk with your host Wendy Stuart Tym Moss and our fabulous guest Alexis Flame. So that looked like that was at Industry Bar.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
And I saw somebody get up and give you a tip.
That segues into my involvement with the Imperial Court of New York.
Exactly.
I am a Princess Royale in the Imperial Court of New York. I joined back, I believe, in 2014 with my best friend Ambrosia Amar. And
Ambrosia.
And that clip was from the last 80s show, which was hosted by Tony Holmperm and myself. You were both in it.
Yeah.
And that outfit was fun, though, don't you think?
Yeah.
It was a beautiful performance on many levels. It was really absolutely.
Well, because I was thin most of my adult life. And then for the years that I spent here in Queens, in the beginning, I started to get very heavy. There was a point where I weighed almost 300 pounds. I was about 280, 285.
What is it about Queens that makes people gain weight?
I have no idea. But after my late brother passed away, I changed my eating habits. I got a bicycle. I got the bicycle to get back into shape. You know where I ride the bicycle to? The liquor store. At least you know I'm riding regularly.
But you're still burning calories, okay?
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But you know what? You know what would make this is the dominatrix in me, or the witch, or the vampire, or a combination thereof. You know what would make losing weight so much more fun? What? If you can hear the calories scream when you burn them.
Yes.
Calories are these miserable little insect-like creatures that live in your closet, and at night when you're asleep, they sew your clothes smaller.
That's right. They make your clothes tighter.
Yes, they do.
I like your idea, though, of fitness, Alexis. You're making me have an idea for you. I think a fitness show would be great. We can call it Alexis Flame, Lit and Fit.
Yes.
Girl, you're funny.
People could stay with me on this one. There could even be an app. We could have an app with like your face on it. And the app, like Tim, when you're like you're everywhere when you're going back and forth across the George Washington.
He wants me to promote exercise, and usually people try to have me exercise.
I
make this up.
Listen, you just upset Nick Lyon. I just saw this comment out of the corner of my eye, all in caps. Alexis, you're still smoking. All in caps. Nick Lyon is upset.
Nick, my alimony's still late. All in caps.
That late alimony.
Now, you mentioned earlier the show you do with Tony Holmperm. Talk about that a little bit.
Yes, Naughty or Nice. We're going to segue to that. Yeah, because if you... Oh, it's up too high. I can't. I'm afraid of having a nip slip. So,
well, that would be good. It might improve our ratings. Actually,
good for ratings.
Oh yes, I just see my latex nipple. Okay.
Wardrobe malfunction.
I'm surprised it doesn't look like baby because they're rubber. So it's Naughty or Nice, and of course I'm the naughty Alexis Flame.
Of course,
honey, I'm not on the naughty list. I am the naughty list.
Right, there's just one name on it, Alexis Flame.
Yeah, pretty much. and then Tony is the nice. Tony,
but
not nice. Nice. Because you could be nice, or you could be.
Nice. Well, but that's nice with shade.
And there's nothing nice about being nice. And you all get it too. I live. But so when we did this, and before I had my son Ricky Mestri, a great artist, do the logo concepts for us, because that's us in cartoon form, sort of like a rather shady Betty and Veronica. You know, the first time she did flies, so I'm like, Tony, why is the word naughty over my name and image? She says, well, where else would it go? I had nothing.
That's why we.
I
that's
had
why we love
nothing.
Tony.
I had nothing.
Oh my God, I love it. Now, thank you again, everyone, for tuning into If These Walls Could Talk with your hosts, Wendy Stuart and Tym Moss, and our fabulous and glorious guest, the very naughty Alexis Flame.
Naughty.
And I love you, Nikki.
Naughty.
Now, we touched on it, but tell everyone a little bit more about the Imperial Court and what they do.
Yes.
The Imperial Court and what we do, we are a 501. I always get mixed up. I believe it's 501c3.
We're a 501c3, yeah.
And we raise money. We're a charity organization. And through entertainment and goodwill and visiting various locations, we raise money for other charitable organizations. The 80s show that you both guest started and that you showed the clip from, the beneficiary of that event was the Tyler Clementi Foundation.
Right, which is amazing. Jane
It
Clementi
really is.
so
We love
great.
Jane Clementi.
Yeah.
She's an amazing woman. She really is. To turn her own personal family tragedy into something that benefits and helps people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nationwide and beyond. I just don't have the words.
And dealing with bullying, which is a huge problem. Even
bullying needs to stop. That's just like when I posted that about those queens with the drama.
And 100 people.
That's another form of bullying. And who's got time for that?
Right.
This is a time where you, even if you don't like somebody, and I've done this myself because there's plenty of people I don't like and they don't like me either. But during the pandemic, I'd be like, look, all other shit aside, I've got this, and this. You need any of it. That's where we should be right now.
Right.
Okay. Not commenting because somebody got another booking that you didn't, blah, blah, blah.
Thank
blah,
you.
blah.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. If this person got the gig and you didn't, that maybe that person's more talented. Maybe that person did their due diligence.
Or maybe that person just got the gig. We've all experienced
that's true too. I mean, but you're sitting there and I'm like, oh, I can't believe it's not butthurt.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, there's so many other. You know what? Next time.
Okay. Well,
otherwise I might.
How can?
Nah.
Nice. Well, now, how can people find you or find out more about Alexis Flame real quick?
Oh, geez, I thought everybody knew about the old hair.
That's great.
Website or Facebook or where?
Well, on Facebook, there's Horror Diva. Of course, I'm Alexis Flame. And until I decide to change the name, there's Crystal Fire by Alexis Flame.
Crystal Fire. I'm like, I want to talk about Crystal Fire by Alexis Flame.
Well, I'm wearing Crystal Fire by Alexis Flame.
That's gorgeous. Gorgeous.
So when did you start designing jewelry? Because I want your history. Your stuff is really exceptional.
Okay, I worked for a great company called Rating Rhinestones. I did I helped run their auctions on Facebook, and I was a buyer. And but before the commercial rhinestone jewelry, my boss, I'm not going to mention her name because she's a very private person, but my boss used to make originals. And there was a point where, because she wasn't able to do it anymore, she sent me the last of her supplies, a lot of which, like the center of this necklace, were things that she designed and then had produced. And actually, hold on.
Yeah, hold it up to. Thank you. Wow.
Nice. That's gorgeous.
Absolutely. And I love the way it falls between your cleavage. like
Oh,
a
I
waterfall.
had to measure all of that. But you know, it's funny because when I worked for Raining Rhinestones, I used to joke with Tony that her collection of Raining Rhinestones rivaled my own. But then again, my collection of Wig Wizard wigs rivals hers.
Right.
But Tony at this point actually has more crystal fire than I do.
Oh my
Really?
God.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm okay with it because she wears it. She looks great in it,
Right.
and she's one of my best friends. But it dawned on me that not just that I made for her, but in general, that I didn't have something that looked like diamonds and sapphires. What do I do now?
Oh my God.
Here, hold that up
Oh
to the
my
camera.
God.
Oh, Tim, look at and Tim
I
wears
mean-
blue. Tim wears royal blue so beautifully. Tim, that's
Really, I'll have to make you a brooch, Tim.
Oh, and I have the perfect jacket.
I know the one. That's the one I'm
Yes,
referring
the
to. Right?
blue. Yes, that would. Oh my God, that's beautiful.
And anything that I'm holding up to the camera is for sale.
Okay, it's all for sale.
Oh
And,
my God, beautiful. And again, how can people find out more about
Yeah.
the jewelry?
Some of my jewelry is on my Instagram page. I believe on
On
Instagram
Alexis.
I'm Flame Alexis.
Flame Alexis on
Alexis.
Instagram.
Yes, and there is a Crystal Fire by Alexis Flame page on Facebook.
Okay, Crystal, is that with an H or without? CHR or
Or
CR?
CR.
CRY.
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 It's Crystal Fire, all one word, and fire is spelled with a Y.
Y. Oh, I like that. Like
Ooh.
Tim with a Y.
As in funeral pyre. Was that good?
Oh my God, let's see that. Oh my God.
Yeah, hold that up.
Ah. Alexis, these are stunning.
Right, Tim?
Stunning pieces.
For anybody at home watching, these make incredible gifts. They're one-of-a-kind pieces.
They are one of a
Christmas
kind.
and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa are right around the corner.
And because I do not silver plate my jewelry like a lot of the more established artists do, eventually I will. But because I'm not, but because at this point I'm not plating, it's just as is, like the old Czech rhinestone jewelry. It helps me keep the costs down.
Really gorgeous.
This
Oh
piece,
my
however,
God,
is
Alexis.
expensive, and she is heavy as hell.
Alexis.
And there's matching earrings. I don't know if you can see, but this is peach AB, and champagne.
Hey, it shimmers like a different color. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are my colors.
Absolutely.
Oh, I've got something in mind for you, darling. But you'll have to return to this foreign land called Queens.
I am coming. I told you I would be there.
This one, hold on, let me get a velvet pad so you can see it. I don't like the earrings that I made with it. I have to remake the earrings. This one I just call Colors of the Ocean.
Oh my God.
Tim, that's another one for you. Those blues are
Oh
to die
my
for.
There's a little bit
God.
of green in it too.
That is amazing.
And it's funny because a friend of mine who's a past empress in another court pointed out to me, and I do have just enough materials to replicate this particular necklace per se, because she pointed out to me that this particular one would also make
A crown.
a great tiara.
I knew it. I knew it.
A tiara.
Gorgeous.
Oh, don't even get me started. And an established jeweler, not from our court, but nice man, Scott Krause. He's one of my Facebook friends. He makes the most disgustingly gorgeous jewels. I start whining and crying every time he posts something because I want all of it.
You want it.
Oh no, it's just his his jewelry is amazing. But he even gave me props because I did create, and it's still in one piece. It's crude looking, but I did create a tiara.
Oh, it is. Oh, let me see. That would be perfect for me. You know, because I'm a viscountess in the imperial court. That's a perfect.
Viscountess.
What is it?
The S is silent. A Viscountess or Viscountess?
Well, see, I've been telling people I'm a discountess.
Way too easy. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be.
Hold thy tongue, Alexis Flame. Hold thy tongue.
Yes, remove all sharp objects from my reach, starting with my tongue. But no, but I was told that just creating a tiara that stayed in one piece is quite an accomplishment. But it was my first attempt, and I'm not gonna lie, I made it out of scrap material, like something that I didn't solder. I don't throw anything away until there's just absolutely nothing left that can be done with.
Right.
Then I trash it. Because I've got like coffee cans full of like discarded.
Wow.
No, but you're right. You can use everything. I mean, this stuff can be glued on things.
And you've got such a keen eye and such a beautiful style of a way of bringing them all together. It's absolutely
well, you know what it is? Because I used to get upset over the dumbest things. And
I find that very hard to believe.
But sweetie, bitch. That's like Betty Davis and Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte. Well, you're just a vile, sorry little bitch. But instead of flying off the handle, I mean, but I do what I'm about to describe with the same amount of evil attitude. I just dump like a little pile of stones and crap on my desk, and I grab a chopstick or a pen, whatever I have handy, back scratcher, and start poking them around until something falls into a configuration that catches my attention.
Oh, that's really interesting.
And then I build on it, and then and this is usually like at 5 o'clock in the morning, because I always have been the most terrible insomnia.
Yeah, I didn't need you to tell me that. I kind of figured you didn't sleep.
Very rarely.
Yeah.
Like that little bitch from The Ring, only I look better. She never sleeps.
Well, the lack of sleep does not affect your sweet disposition.
It works for you.
Nice.
Yeah, y'all have jokes. Cute. My sweet disposition. You know what, Wendy? I'd move if I were you because you don't want to be sitting there when the lightning strikes. My sweet disposition.
Flying on her broomstick.
Well, no. Now that I've lost weight, sometimes I just morph into a bat. I mean, I have options, okay? But no, but those pieces. Well, actually, I'm on the fence with this one. I'm actually, and this has matching earrings too. I'm actually thinking of keeping this one.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
This gorgeous.
Oh, this one really is. Hang on.
You're gonna put it on for us?
Oh, you're gonna model it.
Ooh.
Well, I'm gonna put it up. The clasp is a bit tricky.
I know. I have such a hard time with clasps. You know what you can do, Alexis? Why don't you invent a tool that will help with the clasp?
They have one of those for bracelets, and let me tell you, it's crap.
It's crappy. See, Nick Lyon told me he loves the magnetic closures on the bracelets. I lost one of his beautiful bracelets with one of those closures.
That's okay. That's okay as long as the bracelet is in gold or silver.
Right, and it comes right off. Right off.
I was actually, when I created this, although I don't think she had to let, but I was just thinking the exotics, something like maybe Wallace Simpson, the Duchess of Windsor.
Oh, yes.
Was she the Duchess of Windsor?
Yes, Wallace Simpson was the Duchess of Windsor.
Okay.
Oh, here it goes. Yeah, that is really special.
Oh my God. That's so unique. That style.
Right, Tim?
So beautiful.
Yeah. As a style, I agree with Tim. I think that I love
these
that.
are And these are the earrings. Hold on.
Oh,
Look us up. I want to see the earrings.
oh my God.
Oops.
You're doing great.
Yeah, I
love
know.
seeing all of this.
Home Shopping Network is not looking for me.
You know they're casting right now. They are looking for hosts. You have to relocate to Tampa.
Ew.
Oh wow. Oh my
And
God.
look at that with that necklace.
These are done clear Siam and champagne gold.
Wow.
Really beautiful.
And they're clip-on earrings.
They're
Nice.
clip-ons? Oh, girl,
Yeah.
you know I'm a clip-on girl.
Well, you know what it is, because I have pierced ears. But for earrings that large, I mean, and actually they're not as heavy as they look, but they still there's too much weight there for a pierced earring.
Mm-hmm.
And this necklace I did. I was thinking I had done something similar to this in with black cameos, and which Tony Homeperm now owns.
And let's give a shout out to Tony
We love
Homeperm.
Tony Homeperm is healing lovely. Everybody give a shout out and keep Tony in your thoughts and prayers.
Absolutely.
She is recovering marvelously.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
And we can't wait to see you out and about again.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's beautiful.
These are green vitriol stones.
Beautiful.
And clear. And again, I wanted like something kind of Victorian or Edwardian.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful line. Now tell everybody again where they can.
I think I'm going to change the name to just Alexis Flame Originals, but right now it's Crystal Fire by Alexis Flame.
Crystal and Fire is
a Y.
Yes, it's FYRE.
Mm-hmm. Fabulous.
But you asked when I started this. It was during the pandemic because, Wendy, you're a member of the court. You know how expensive the court jewels can be.
Yes.
And, you know, it's getting to the point I don't think I'm going to be able to buy them anymore because I'm not working now. And Raining Rhinestones decided not to come back. So I'm like, but like I said, my boss used to make originals and sends me the last of her supplies. And I just kept putting it off and putting it off. And then the pandemic hit. So I'm like, okay. And, you know, and I did rely on a lot of the prefab things she sent me.
Of course.
But then one day I'm sitting there and there's prefab, like this is this and this are prefab, but everything else is my doing. But it used to be more. It used to be more prefab, and then I would just come up with ingenious ways of arranging it. Like this is one of my earlier pieces.
Well,
I actually remember seeing that because I remember that.
And Tony Homeperm has a similar one.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
That is
this
incredible.
was mostly prefab, and I just, of course, I would add more chain, but I just arranged it the way I wanted it.
Right, but that's still working with design.
But then one day I woke up, I'm like, you know what? But this really isn't what I set out to do. And which one was my first? I'm trying to think. My first actual, this one. These two were my first actual right out of my head designs.
Wow.
Right out of your head.
Yeah. And because I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm very good at putting existing pieces together. Now, what about just stones and settings and solder?
Yeah.
And
And you are, as
And
we
it-
know,
and
a
it turned
creative
out
host.
that I got real
Wow.
good real fast.
Wow. Wow.
Really beautiful.
Very good eye. Very
Thank you.
incredible.
Alexis, you know, while you're talking, we have comments just piling up on this side here. Tim, can you see all those comments?
Mhm. Let me see. We go back to
What are they saying? Why'd you book that old hand?
They're nice.
Felipe Rose from the Village People.
Oh, we love Felipe.
Yes.
I sent him a
Lovely.
Facebook
Aw.
request.
Felipe
I don't
says
think
hello,
he accepted.
kids.
But
Quasimodo,
Felipe
LOL.
is such a special talent.
Right?
Yes.
And to
Felipe
see him
is an
still
amazing man.
actively entertaining.
He's still in.
Nick
He has a
Lyon-
podcast called Disco Chronicles, which you'll be seeing a lot more of.
Oh, I
Nick
hope.
Lyon says, Wendy, is that nugget on your shoulder?
Nick says terrible things about my Chihuahua. And there's Joe Preston.
Joe Preston says there's no end to the talent and creativity.
There you go.
Oh, thank you so much.
And hi, my friend, beautiful, says Marlene Itek.
iTech. And
Uh-huh.
Sue Stutzman is on there.
Sue
She's a
Stutzman,
designer.
who is also a designer that says so awesome. So
Oh, thank you so much.
those are a few of the comments. Yes.
Aw.
Only a few. There'll be more.
We so appreciate your coming on the show.
I
And-
so appreciate you inviting me. But this being, I guess, your Halloween episode,
Yeah,
it's
we had
it's
The whole
only
month.
fitting.
The
we
whole
had
month
all
is gonna be
the
about
month
color.
the month of October. We had it was
Yeah.
kind of a Halloween theme, but you are closing our Halloween theme.
Absolutely.
Saving the best for last.
Because I say Halloween, I say Alexis Flame.
Well,
Yes.
you know, it's reputed to be very good luck to spend Halloween with an actual witch.
Love that.
Yeah. Well, thank you again, everyone, for tuning in to If These Walls Could Talk with your hosts, Wendy Stuart and Tym Moss, and our wonderful guest, the incredible Alexis Flame.
Hey.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Happy Halloween.